I'm here to discuss today about possible outcomes for more severe speeding citations. These are scenarios where you're charged with potentially 20 to 25 miles or more above the limit, and oftentimes this is accompanied with a careless and reckless charge. That careless and reckless charge is typically added based on the speed, not necessarily the behavior of the driver in question. When it comes to these types of resolutions, there are some pretty significant goals that the attorneys are trying to accomplish with these. The main goal is to avoid a license suspension as possible. That's always number one. Also trying to avoid a criminal impact to your criminal record. For these higher level offenses, they are oftentimes considered a misdemeanor versus an infraction level offense. And as well as, if possible, to minimize any impact against your insurance, again, only if that is possible. One of the first outcomes that an attorney may seek, especially if your speed is maybe 25 above the limit and you have a clean record, is called exceeding the safe speed. This is the lowest level moving violation in North Carolina. It is considered an infraction. And so in cases where your attorney is seeking this outcome, that will come with approximately 2 to 3 license points, which would last for approximately 3 years, as well as a points against your insurance, and that impact may last about 5 years. However, it will be a reduced amount from whatever your original charge was. Big thing about exceeding the safe speed, again, is that it avoids that suspension of your license, and does a significant job in reducing the impact as far as license points and insurance points. Once you get to a higher level of speed, maybe 25 to 35 miles over the limit or more, your attorney may be seeking to reduce your speed to either 14 or 15 miles over the limit. With this type of reduction, you are seeing an increase in the amount of points that may be assessed, so possibly 3 to 4 license points that will last for 3 years, and possibly 3 to 5 insurance points that would last for 5 years. The benefit, however, about this type of reduction, again, you're avoiding that suspension of your license, and you're avoiding that criminal impact because you're reducing what is a misdemeanor charge down to a infraction level offense. So whether or not you have a clean record or not, many times for higher level speeds, this is going to be one of the last reduction options available for you. Finally, if your speed is significantly higher, maybe 30, 40 miles above the limit, or if you're going over 100 miles per hour, many times the state will not offer any reduction whatsoever to the level of speed that you are going, and the only way to avoid a suspension is to seek a plea to the careless and reckless driving offense. This is going to come with the most amount of license and insurance impact. However, the license points would only last for approximately 3 to 5 years versus the 5 years, but the insurance impact would still be 5 years. With careless and reckless, that does avoid that suspension of your license. However, it will come with some criminal impact because that is considered a misdemeanor offense. But for many people where their license is their number one goal of avoiding that suspension, many times that careless and reckless offense is going to be there to avoid that suspension and still give you that opportunity to have some better outcome than what pleading to the original offense would be. In all the previous cases or previous outcomes, if there's a careless and reckless already attached to the speeding, the attorneys typically will seek a dismissal of that charge and then a reduction of that speed. But again, if your speed is too high, that careless and reckless plea is going to be your best bet. If you would like to know more about possible resolutions for severe speeding outcomes, please check on the links in the description box below, and thank you for watching.